guys, welcome to Our Sweet Life.
I'm Ashlee.
And I'm House.
Right, so on the last pod, when we answered those questions, I got some very cute feedback.
It was so cute. All the 20-year-old girls being like, oh my God.
We heart you 20-year-olds.
Yeah, because
like
they're
us.
struggling and it's all because of Instagram. Well, it's not.
Hey.
Sorry.
I like
it's
the
not, but it's all because of
I think it's
societal
social
pressures.
and like societal pressures. I think it's like getting heavy. So we're doing some more questions today to make you guys feel great about yourselves.
Yeah, the questions were good.
But
I'm
here's
scared.
a slight downside.
Oh no.
Right, so the last questions we were doing were like actual people answering questions on like this TikTok feed. However, that TikTok's been deleted.
Oh no. We can't get any
However,
more.
I've got questions from this. So it's actually okay. You're gonna laugh. So this whole quiz is called 36 questions to fall in love. However, I've done this question before, and I guarantee we're not gonna fall in love.
Not the lesbian
The
stuff again.
lesbians are back.
Not the
But
lesbian
they're
stuff.
really good questions for just like talking about life. So I thought, fuck it, let's do these.
No.
So I'll skip a few, and if there's a question that you don't want to do, you can just say skip, and then we'll skip.
I feel like I'm playing Truth or Dare.
Kind of. Okay. Would you like to be famous? And if so, in what way?
I am famous. I mean, to a certain extent, we are famous because
I'm not famous.
you get if you're getting recognized in different countries and on the road and wherever, you're like to a certain extent, like not famous, but you know what I mean. Like you're
I'm
a
like a
public
Z-list,
figure.
as Jay-Z what's it called? J. Cole would call it.
You're a public figure. We're public
Okay.
figures because we're out here on social media. So
Okay,
we're
but
not
if
famous.
you could be like at scratch.
What's at scratch?
So like you're like scratch,
Starting from scratch.
Start from scratch. Yeah. What would you want to be famous for?
like inventing something really cool.
I was gonna say like a Nobel Prize.
Not the Nobel Prize. You're doing it on Friends, and she was like, "Thank you for this Nobel Prize." I mean, I wouldn't win a Nobel Prize, but I'd like to invent like jeans or something.
Jeans.
You know how much money you'd make? Everybody wears jeans.
Yeah, maybe like toilet roll. Like
Yeah,
people
something
make
that
quiche.
like everybody uses,
okay, so you'd want to invent something that everyone uses and be famous for it.
and then they'd be like, or something that's helpful to people, like a phone. They'd be like, "There's the girl that invented the phone."
Good one. Good one. Good one. Okay. I'm going to go with the Nobel Prize.
Why?
Just because it's just like such a niche thing. Like, I won a Nobel Prize. Who won a Nobel Prize? Me.
But nobody ever says, "Oh, I wonder who won a Nobel Prize." I think I've never thought about that in my life.
Fuck. I don't know anyone who's won a Nobel Prize.
Or I'd like to be famous enough to be invited to the Met Gala.
I used to want that. I don't think I want it anymore.
Just to wear a nice outfit.
It's more for the outfits than anything
Yeah.
else. But you have to pay 75 grand.
So if I'm invented
balling
jeans,
out of
then I've
control.
got 75 grand. That's a drip in the ocean for me.
Okay, millionaire. Okay, given the choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a guest at dinner?
This question gets asked a lot.
Does it?
Yeah.
By who?
Dead or alive, right?
Dead or alive?
Yeah, I get this question a lot.
What? Why men on dates? They're trying to make you fall in love with them.
Tupac Shakur,
Oh.
Lisa Left Eye,
Oh.
Madonna.
So basically, you want all the artists to come and spill the tea on the conspiracy
Yeah.
if they're really dead.
Yeah.
Really?
Madonna just for jokes, because I feel like she'd have a bit of bants.
Yeah.
Princess Diana.
Madonna's alive. Oh, wait, she's alive. We can do live.
Princess Diana.
I was going to say Princess Di too. Because I just think there'd be so much to tell.
I'd get them all on the pod and be like, right.
Give it all.
Yeah.
Give us the tea. What really
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah.
You know, I think I'd go for Princess Di.
Yeah, that would be cute. I feel like she'd be really nice.
And
as
also,
well.
like, she feels like the only royal I've ever been interested in.
Well, that's the case for like most people.
I think because my parents, I think is this a Caribbean thing that every Caribbean family love Princess Diana?
I think everybody loves Princess Diana.
My family made me take flowers when she
We
died.
went to the thing.
Yeah, we
where
went to
she
the- we went-
drove
oh,
past.
did you?
Yeah.
Oh
because
my
it was
God.
near. It was like kind of near my house, and they
Yeah.
drove from like somewhere like down Wembley.
Yeah.
And we went and stood there.
Oh my God. Yeah, we
Yeah,
went
yeah,
to the
yeah.
palace and laid out flowers. There was
Yeah.
so many people there. I remember just being a child and like putting my flowers down and stuff.
Yeah. She also died around the same time my mum passed away. So I was
Oh,
like,
no.
this means something. Like, literally like 6 years old. I was like, maybe she was a princess. I don't know. I did think something at the time. I was like, this is weird.
When did you last sing to yourself or to someone? You today? Probably.
that-
Did,
yeah,
you,
like,
did you just sing to me like 20 minutes ago?
Question? Like I sing to
I mean,
myself.
I don't sing to people ever.
I sing to myself probably at least once a day at home,
Mm.
and I sing to people whenever I'm around them.
Yeah, you sang to me today before this.
I think my new nickname should be Jukebox because everyone always like
stupid. No, it's not a
no,
good
but
nickname.
it's true.
It's a true nickname. It's true of you, but as a nickname, I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, Jukebox, what is this?"
Do you not watch
Grease.
Power? She's called Jukebox.
Oh, for the fuck's sake! No, I
Because
don't.
she always sings, and I'm like, yeah, I always sing. So if I was a rapper, maybe that would be my name. Do you not sing ever? No.
Like sometimes I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh.
Like I sing along to the songs.
Oh, fine.
Maybe sometimes in my head, like I don't know.
You don't sing out loud like at home sometimes.
I don't know. Have you ever caught me singing out loud? Yes,
I
you
can't
have probably.
recall.
But I sang a lot in Slav, but
Did you? What did you sing?
Instagram songs.
Like I'm looking for a man in finance, but that's not.
Trust fund.
That's not singing. I don't think.
Okay.
Like actually, like singing like an R&B song is like real passion.
Oh yeah. No, I haven't had any R&B as of late.
Oh, I do. Like at least once a week.
My boyfriend sang to me this morning.
Lovely.
He's like you, just singing for no reason. And
Maybe he's with the wrong gal.
he walks up. He did something the other day, and I was like, "Are you Helena?" Because he played a song, and he was like, "Do you know what the original song this is from?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "Hold on." And then he played the original song, and I was like, "This is such a Helena conversation.
Yeah, I love
this is
stuff
something
like
you
that.
would do. If you two sat down and talked about music, you'd probably be talking for ages."
Oh my god, my new thing this week, which I don't have time for this, but I've been doing it, is going on YouTube and type in Ryan Leslie making music. Like, it's crazy.
Why? What do you see?
The man is so talented.
The man.
It's crazy. It's like 3 a.m. and it looks like he's just come from a club. He's like in the suit. And you know, he made Addiction, you know, the one with Cassie.
Yeah.
Addicted. He's like playing the bongo drums. Then he's like here. Then he's like shaking something into the thing. Then he orders this trumpet and he's like playing the trumpet into the thing. Somebody comes and brings the trumpet. And then he's doing this and he's putting it together. I'm like, this is crazy.
Really?
Like, it's all different parts, but and then he's like singing. And then he's like doing this. I'm like, it's actually so
I heard he was
interesting.
like super talented.
He's so talented.
But whatever happened to him? Like, what? He's in a lot of debt, I think. Apparently,
I listened to podcasts about him. No. He's a billionaire now. He does
Oh, okay.
he does like crypto and all these other things.
Oh,
He does like
okay.
tech stuff now.
Okay.
So you remember his laptop got stolen, that whole thing.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
And then he didn't want to pay the person, so they took him to court and whatever. He had to pay them $1 million, whatever. But now he just doesn't. I don't think he does music. He now does like tech. He's got some app or something, and it makes him a lot of money. So he's like,
I think a lot of people who like start like doing like music or anything creative, once they make a lot of money, they're kind of like,
he wasn't that rich.
No, but like once they make a good amount of money, they're like, cool, I'm gonna find some easier way to automate life.
Yeah.
Because I feel like creative stuff is like very mentally draining. Like you put a lot into it. You have to like, it's very hard to like detach yourself from like how good something is or how it performs.
Yeah.
So
I'd love to be a music producer, but then I also think, imagine like one day you're in the studio, you're obviously paying for the studio time, and you just have nothing. You know, some days you just have no creative juice.
Like creative block.
Like, what do? You just sit there and you're like, I have nothing, so there's no songs today, so I'm gonna head out.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure being a music producer.
A lot of pressure.
If you don't have that like vim all the time, then what?
Yeah, I'd be scrambling. And then I'd be anxious.
I'd be like,
Cortisol will be high. Not good. Not good.
that's probably why Ryan Leslie's out.
Okay, next question. Do you have a secret hunch about how you will die?
Oh, I don't like this.
Why?
This is very morbid.
You want to answer that one? You can say skip.
I mean, no, I don't think I do. Do you?
Yeah. I think I'm going to
Why?
die. I think I'm going to die quite young, like 50s, 60s. And I think that it's going to be an accident.
50, 60 isn't that young.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not going to be an old person.
I think I'm gonna get sick.
Why would you say that?
Well, I don't know. You asked me.
God forbid.
know.
When
I
we just
don't
say
like
a prayer.
it.
Like, that's not a good one. Say a little prayer for you. Okay, let's move on because it's still moving crazy. If you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or the body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want?
I mean, I probably will because my uncle and my dad are both.
No, you're not. No,
Oh.
not. Listen.
What?
Let's go again. If you were able to live to the age of 90 and either retain mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want? Do you get it?
Mind or body.
So basically, at 30, either your body or your mind can stop aging.
Both of my mind and body are fucked at the moment. So I'd like to go back 10 years and get the body and the mind of the 20-year-old.
Which one would you choose?
I think body only because I'd like to have a more wiser mind, and I feel like another 60 years of like my mind, it's probably going to be better than it is now.
Yeah, but then
in case
also
I
like
get
your
dementia.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You could get like dementia, like your
Yeah.
brain could deteriorate. But however, I did see this thing recently where they said that is it Alzheimer's is basically type 3 diabetes. So it's when the insulin is like resistant from your brain, and that's what causes the issues with like your brain like deteriorating and stuff. So if you had a healthy body,
Yeah.
logically your brain should stay healthy. So then you should have what you just said, just a wiser mind.
Exactly. And if you're able to get out and walk and do all these things and like not be tired and like your back doesn't hurt and this, that, and the rest of it, you can do more. So then you're happier, basically.
I'm gonna go with the body too.
Yeah. It's a good shout.
We just I think we hacked the system on that one. Name 3 things you and your friend appear to have in common.
What don't we have in common?
I think we like live the same life basically.
Like, what?
What do we have in common?
Well, people say we talk the same.
Yeah, everyone says we're like the same talking. Lot of air.
Like-
Oh, we're both mixed.
Yeah.
We're mixed chicks.
This is so crap. We're struggling. We
Well-
like to travel.
We like to travel. We like to eat, one more than the other though.
Yeah. I don't feel like you're that big of a foodie.
I love eating, but I'm very like, I think I'm very, very self-conscious of my body. And I think also I was quite a chubby kid. I was quite a fat kid. People used to call me fat all the time. I have a super vivid memory of getting called fat in the playground once.
Oh, no.
Like me and this other girl, there was only me and one other mixed race girl in my class. And we were like walking towards this group of boys and one goes, there's the fat one and there's the ugly one. I was the fat one.
How do you know you weren't the ugly one?
It definitely wasn't me. Yeah, I was quite chubby as a kid and I got teased about it a lot. So I think I'm still quite conscious of like gaining too much weight.
Yeah.
So then I get like, and also like I've got bad digestion, all that crap. So like I'm quite conscious of the fact that if I eat too much like food out, it messes me up basically. So mentally and physically. So it's not that I don't enjoy and love the food. It's just that I got to be careful.
Yeah. I'm just lucky that I don't have any allergies because that would have set me over the edge.
You don't have any allergies? Nothing irritates you at all?
No.
Must be nice.
No food allergies. Apart from shellfish.
No, you don't have a shellfish allergy. For what in your life are you most grateful?
This is cute.
Good question.
Do you know what? I actually get really grateful when I'm just having a shower. I know this is like so random, but like even like last night when I was in the shower, I'm like, I'm able to just get in the shower before I go to bed.
Did you talk to your old person before this or something?
Yeah, I did, but I thought about this last night.
Oh, okay.
I think about this a lot. Like, I just like, even just the little things. Like, not a lot of people can just go and have a hot shower before they go to bed. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what? It's
that is a
actually very
luxury.
true.
And like, just being able to like be in my bed and like, just little things like that sometimes I'm like, a lot of people just don't have that, you know? I mean, a lot of people do have that, but then a lot of people don't have that. So yeah, that's like the basics, but I'm thankful for my nice thick hair. No, I'm joking. That's what, you know, that's from.
That's from a film, right?
No, Love Island.
Oh,
Georgia
yeah.
Steele.
Georgia Steele.
Just like, you know, having nice friends, having a nice family, having cute nephews who are very loving.
I think, yeah, kind of not, well, the shower thing, yes, but like it wasn't what I was going to say. But like, maybe just like the people like in my life, like especially my parents, because like my parents, still having like 2 parents in your life is like at this age is a blessing. Like I didn't really realize until fairly recently how many people don't really have that. And we're only like early 30s and it's still like a thing. So I feel like very lucky to still have them and to have one grandparent left as well. Like I think that is a blessing, and have like a lot of family and like friends around. I do feel quite grateful for that.
And being able to like see the world, that's like a lot of people don't leave their home country or
That's
can't leave their
so
home
true.
country. They don't get to experience like things like that, whether they can't or they don't want to or whatever it is, like, you know.
And I saw this thing recently where, because obviously everyone knows like in America it's like a very low percentage of people actually have a passport. And then one of the girls was commenting on something and she was just basically saying like it's more so like the cost to leave America is so high. So like for a lot of people, like if they just travel around America, they still get to have a travel experience, but unfortunately they can't leave the country. And I was like, wow, that's like really eye-opening, because you wouldn't think like somewhere like America, like people just actually can't afford to like leave. So yeah, I think I am definitely grateful to like have my job, of course, like, and be able to like literally for my job travel and see the world, like that is definitely a blessing.
Yeah.
If you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be? That's quite a deep one.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Oh gosh.
I think I would like to have been raised. Like, I think when you grow up in a Caribbean household, or for me, and especially like an older parent, like, it's not that the love isn't there, but the love isn't shown. And especially growing up like with a man, there's just not that, you know, openness of like talking about things and like saying I love you and like all that sort of stuff just isn't really a thing. And I feel like I would probably change that, because it kind of then makes you uncomfortable as an adult to like
100%.
hug your friends or like say I love you or all these things, because you didn't grow up with that. And it's not necessarily that it wasn't there, it's just that like that person either like didn't grow up with that or didn't have that or whatever it is.
I think they show their love different ways.
Yeah.
Like for my mum, for instance, like she's Caribbean, and I feel like her like showing love is like there's dinner on the table every night. Even if I'm not speaking to you, even if I'm angry at you, like if her and my dad could have an argument, not speak for a week, every single night my dad will have dinner.
Yeah.
Because it's like that's how she shows love. But they would never ask the argument and be like, yeah, I love you. Like they'd never say that. Which I think is crazy, because like I say I love you to people all the time, and I'm like very good at saying that.
She doesn't say I love you to your dad?
No. She doesn't say she doesn't really say
Never?
I don't think I've ever heard her say that.
That's crazy.
Like if she only says love you to me if I say it to her.
Oh.
Like she'll say it back, but like she's never been like, oh, love you. Like
It would be weird.
I'd be like, oh, what's got into
Yeah.
your cereal? Like
Yeah.
what's going on, Dibs?
Yeah, it would be weird.
Like, so yeah, I can concur on the whole Caribbean household thing. Like, and also like, interestingly, like my boyfriend, he's very, very affectionate person. And like, even with his mum, like he will like hug her and kiss her, and he's like superly affectionate. And I'm just like, never in my house. Like, never in my house. Like,
As a kid though, I used to be like that.
yeah, but I think that's just like natural, isn't it? Because like when you're little, like it's kind of like the natural thing. It's like kisses and cuddles. But then as you get older, like, I used to be, my dad used to be very cuddly and kissy with me when I was little. But like as I've gotten older, like he's not really. But I think maybe that's because I'm like an adult now, so he feels like he can't do that. I don't know. But like my mum, no, not like the kissy cuddly type.
Yeah, hugging your family is weird.
I mean, not now. Like I do hug them. Like I force the hugs, and my brother forces the hugs. Like really forces the hugs. Like he'll come and like just lay on top of you. But he's the one that.
I'm joking.
He's gonna watch
Yeah,
this.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Oh, no.
But yeah, like he's definitely the most affectionate one of all of us. But they always say like your love language is what you were like deprived of as a child. So like if you were deprived of like physical touch, but you tend to like yearn for like physical touch more.
I don't know. Mine
I
isn't
don't
that.
know.
But then with like my boyfriends, I am. So this is the weird thing. But
that's
like,
same
not,
as me,
not
though.
OTT, but like
Oh, I'm like
it's
a whole hands
different,
all the time.
it's a
touch all the
different
time.
like openness than with like anyone else. So it is kind of weird.
But even like my most lovey-dovey physical touchness to my boyfriend is like level 1 to how he is to me back. Because he's grown up in an environment where him and his mum hug and kiss and all that stuff all the time. So it's like normal. Whereas so like he's like a 10 and I'm like a 1, and a 1 for me is like his 1 is my 10 for me to give. Like it's difficult.
I can imagine that.
So
I mean, me and my grandma was quite close like that, where we would be like hugging and holding hands and stuff like that all the time.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine it with anyone else.
That's quite strange.
Yeah.
I wonder why that is.
Let's
Better get the therapist in.
let's unpack.
Better get the therapist in to unpack this.
Yeah.
Okay, next. If you could wake up tomorrow having gained any one quality or ability, what would it be?
Ability or quality? Don't know. Maybe to be like less stressed and less chaotic.
That's a good one. That's a very good one for us, in fact.
Just be like
More
more
zen.
mellow.
I think I would choose to be a better listener and more patient. Because I know that when I get like excited about a subject or a topic, and this might be like a bit my ADHD / dyslexia, but like people, saw recently a study that they basically said like people who are on the neurodivergent spectrum, so that's ADHD, autism, dyslexia, dyspraxia, any of these things, you are more likely to have a conversation and jump in because it's hard for you to control that excitement. And also it's because you always have a need for the other person to feel as if you relate to them.
Oh yeah, I do that all the time.
So like, let's just say you have a story about your car I might say, oh yeah, I also had a green car because I need you to relate to me.
Yeah.
So that is something that we do because of our neurodivergent brains. So, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because I think we want to try and show other people that we are empathetic towards them. But also at the same time, as it means that sometimes you're having a conversation and like you need to get that point out so bad that it's just like, you know?
Yeah, sometimes it does, like, it's like, you know, you need to cough and it's like,
word vomit.
yeah. Yeah, I'm like, I need to get this out.
Yeah.
I think I've got better though, actually, because I've got a bit more conscious of
You
that.
have, yeah.
Yeah, because I used to be very, but then I think like my closest friends like called me out on it. But then it is that thing where it's like, I'm not doing it because I'm trying
Sometimes
to
you
interrupt
just need a reminder. Yeah.
It's just that, exactly that. You're excited, you want to relate, whatever. But then I do realize it more. I think I also did this like listening. I think it's when I used to go to like couples therapy. We did this like we did this like listening exercise, and that was years ago, but that actually taught me like how to like speak, listen, respond.
Wait, so what was the exercise?
I can't remember fully, but it was basically this book called Hold Me Tightly or something like that, that the therapist basically recommended to read. It's like a couples thing, and basically it was like this, it was a study where people were sitting like their back towards each other or whatever it was, and it's basically about listening or whatever. But it is that like speaking, waiting, and then taking it in and then responding. Like that's the basics of it basically, because we don't really do that. We talk and then someone else talks and then you talk and then you talk, like, and that's kind of it. And definitely in a relationship, like,
I think especially with us, like, because we're like, our brains are like, again, very neurodivergent, and we're both like very passionate people, and like we want to talk about things. We're both just like, rah! Like, so some people are like, what?
Yeah.
And but we can understand it and we're fine with it. So I think it's just like you become more conscious of it as when you're like a bit more self-aware.
And this is why I don't remember anything that I've said most of the time, because it is that like you're just talking to talk, and then talking more that you're like, did I say that? I don't know. I'm like,
I don't know.
Maybe I did. Now I'm like, you know what? Maybe I did.
If a crystal ball could tell you the truth about yourself, your life, the future, or anything else, what would you want to know?
About the past too? Or no? Just the future?
Yeah, anything.
I don't know. What would you want to know? I don't really want to know about the future.
I don't want to know about the
like
future either. I don't think I want to know about the future either, because like once you know, I feel like I'd fixate on that. Like that's why I don't want to. I never want to see a psychic, because
I saw a psychic.
Well, before. I feel like if I saw a psychic tomorrow and she was like, "Who you're with is not your man, and you need to leave him,"
They would never tell you to leave him. They would never tell you
trying to work out.
Him.
Yeah, but like, do you know what I mean? It's like I would fixate on whatever they say because they've told me this possibility. So I feel like it's better to not know.
I don't know, because I went to a psychic like right before I got into like my last relationship, and she was basically like, the person that you're fixated on like isn't the person for you. But like that didn't stop me.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
You was giving, that's my man, I'm gonna stick beside him back then. You might be a bit more wise now. Just wise up to the therapist talk.
Yeah, so that didn't like make me think any differently. And I guess it also is not therapist, psychic.
Sorry, psychic.
And it depends on like how deep you think into it and how deep you believe it. Like I always take it with a pinch of salt. I'm like, you know, it could be or could be not, right? But yeah, future I wouldn't really want to know.
I wouldn't want to know the future. I don't think there's anything I want to know about the past either.
I think I just want to know like
I want to know, is Tupac really dead?
No, I'd want to know like about my childhood or like any secrets.
No, but like it can tarnish things, how you see things.
That's okay. I'll survive.
Oh dear. I think I'm gonna stick to Tupac.
You use your one wish to find out if Tupac is really alive. That's so whack.
What do you value most in a friendship?
Me and my cousin were literally talking about this yesterday. So it's literally like the balance of how much you can give, how much they can give. Like it's like if they're giving 50 today, you're giving 50. If they don't have that 50, they're giving 70, you're giving 20. Like, and also it's just understanding, especially in this time of life. Like I've got sorry, I keep stuttering. I've got very different relationships now in my 30s than I did with my friends in my 20s. And I think now there's more understanding of like not taking things personally, but being like, you know, this person's busy or they've got their own lives or whatever's going on. And just like, I mean, sometimes it's inevitable, you might take it personally, but trying not to. If that person's been in your life for like 10 years, whatever, you're like, okay, this person doesn't hate me. Like they just have whatever they've got going on, and like they can't call me every day. It's not going to be the same. And me and my cousin were saying yesterday, like, you know, your relationship with your best friend or your friends now may not be the same as last year, but that's okay. Like, the relationship change, the dynamic changes. There's friends that I'm closer to now that I wasn't a year ago, and there's friends that I was really close to a year ago that I'm not that close to now. And it's like, that's okay. Next year we might be close again. Next year, like, you know, you don't know what happens with, especially as you get older as well. So it's that understanding of like, this person can't always like message me back or call me or whatever it is or be there, but like we still have a good relationship basically.
Yeah, I hear you. I think the thing is like, as I've gotten older, like I've realized, like when we were young, like when we were in secondary school and when you were in like uni or college or whatever, all your friends were very circumstantial. Like, you don't know if you would choose those friends now if you met them in the open, in the wild. But the people that have come up with me and lasted all this time, I value that we were able to grow together and like grow through the different seasons of life. And it's like you said, like, there are going to be seasons of life where you and that person just aren't as close. And I think that is, it's the choosing for me. Like, I've chosen to keep you here, and all the friends I make now are choices rather than circumstance. So like, it's kind of just like the value of that consideration and that like that space that we allow each other to hold in each other's lives that doesn't necessarily hold conditions. Because I don't think I hold any, like some of my friends, like two of my best friends that I've known for like the longest time, like I can go like 2 months and if we don't speak, I can see them and then it's exactly the same. Like nothing has changed because like we value the fact that our lives are very different now. We all live very different lives, do very different things, but we have that respect, mutual respect for each other, you know?
I think it is hard though, because like definitely when you get points where you're like super close with your friends and then you know that like that's kind of dropped off. I think for me personally, I get really like nostalgic and emotional when I'm like, we're never gonna get that time again. We're never gonna get that time again. Like whatever time it was, I'm like, that closeness and talking every day and whatever it is, you'll never get you. I mean, you might get it again, to be fair.
You might,
but
yeah,
like,
in different stage of life.
I will never get back like being in university and living in halls and like being with my best friend, like that type of thing. You'll never get that back specifically. It will always be like on a different level. But like, yeah,
but that doesn't mean it's not going to be better.
Exactly, that's true. Yeah,
because like a lot of the times people are like, oh, I had this and now I don't have that. Okay, but what if the next thing's better? Because you could have a new phase of life where, let's just say you and Sherelle both get engaged at the same time. I'm just throwing out like a random situation. You could then go through that stage of life together.
Yeah.
Do you know? Or it could be that you buy a house at the same time, or you do something. There could be anything that could be in your life that could bring you back together. And because you're already friends, you have that foundation that could just reignite that closeness. And it could be better because now you're older, you're wiser, you're different. So like, I'm just using Sherelle as an example. Like, but there's so many different stages that you might flow through in life where you're going to have a friend that you already have who might be that might be your time to realign again, you know?
And this is why my breakup was like so nice, because I had two of like my best friends going through a breakup at the same time, which like you never, I mean, I don't know if you ever get that, but like everybody was relating to the same things, going through the same things, crying about the same things, and everyone was like supporting each other in some type of way and talking all the time and whatever it was. So like, even though it was like a bad time, I'm like, those moments, like I really like had those close relationships with my friends and specifically like two people, and like then I get sad because I'm like, oh, I'll never like get that back, because like
you'll never get the crying back.
I mean, yeah. I'm like, will we all be suffering again? Like, who knows? Yeah. But it was just nice at that time to like be able to relate to that. But like you said, we might have like, might buy a house together at the same time or whatever it is, where like you can relate to people again.
There's always going to be like something else, you know? And like with your OG friends, like the people that are going to continue to go through these different phases of life with you, each phase will be different. But it doesn't necessarily mean each phase is a bad phase, you know?
Yeah. Nice. I do think people like cut people off too quick though. I mean, I was kind of like that in my 20s. Like there was a lot of people that I had to like filter out, and especially now, I don't know how people are in friendships now, but like I think people have a lot of arguments with their girls if like they don't hear from them in a week or something said or whatever it is, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna cut this person off.
I think like I'm a low maintenance friend. Like I think I used to be a high maintenance friend like back in the day, but I think now like I have a lot going on, I'm busy, and I don't have like time to necessarily like talk to people every day. But I know that the people that are closest to me, like I will see you, we will talk, and if something happened tomorrow and you called me, I'd answer the phone and I'd be there for you in a heartbeat. And I think that's enough for me. But I think there are some people who kind of need that bit more.
I need them to support my content.
Yeah, please like and subscribe if you haven't already to the podcast. You're dead to me. No, joking. But I had a friend like like I'm gonna say like fairly recently, like we haven't really spoken, and I know that like I know there's a reason that she's not really talking to me, but I don't really know what it is. But I'm just like, in my mind, I'm kind of like, well, when she's ready to talk about it, she'll come to me, because at this age, I can't track down every single person and find out what the problem is. That's not my job. My job is to like, as a friend, is to like be there for you. And so when you're ready to talk about it, like I'm an open book.
And sometimes you need that space, because I went through that with like one of my best friends. I think it was like a year or 2 years we didn't speak for. And like at the time like we didn't cut each other off, but I think we just had that like
distance,
space, and also nobody wanted to really confront the situation. Where like, I mean, sometimes you don't, but that doesn't mean you're going to cut that person off. It's just like when you're ready, like you said, like it will happen.
I think also like this is something that I'm very guilty of, is that like I'm happy to argue with my man and tell him everything he did wrong, but I don't really argue with my friends. I'm really bad at pulling up my friends when they've upset me, and a lot of the time I'll just say
confrontation.
I don't really like to confront them, and I kind of also feel like, this is gonna sound weird, but it's like I look at the situation and I think to myself, is this worth potentially losing this friend over? Because sometimes you don't know how someone's going to take something. You don't know how, and I don't like confrontation.
Neither do I.
So then if I don't know how they're going to take it, I'm more likely to just be like, cool, I could probably live through this. I'd rather keep the friend, so I'll just not address it. Or if I don't think that is something that I'm really happy with, I'll distance myself.
Yeah, I'm same.
Which is probably very bad of us, because it means we're kind of avoiding conflict with people that are very important to us.
But sometimes it's actually nothing. Like,
or sometimes
that
I'm just
person's
crazy.
just taking space. Because this happened to me recently, where I thought there was something, but then actually when I spoke to that person, I'm like, oh no, it's actually nothing. They've just been like living their life and like dealing with their own life, so that's why. But you do kind of overthink. You're like, did something happen or whatever, and with that, and then you don't, again, like if you address it, it could end up worse.
This is the thing, and sometimes it's like, is it that deep? Like if it isn't that deep, I can probably just like lump it, you know.
I think it also depends on how much it grates you.
Yeah
But
like I can definitely say like I'm guilty of like not bringing things up.
Me too.
But
I hate that.
Not bring it out.
No, I hate, like, I was having this conversation the other day, because one of my friends, he's meeting up with another one of his friends to like hash things out.
A hash out.
Yeah, and I was like, oh no, a hash out.
The other day, you came over to me and you were like, we need to talk.
Oh yeah.
It was like work business stuff. Like I wasn't in trouble or anything. And I was just
in
like,
trouble.
oh no, what's going on, man?
Yeah.
What you gonna say? Like I'm so bad at like confrontation stuff. So
yeah, but it needs to be done. Like I do respect that they're like having that conversation, but I'm like, oh, like just even when I had to like do this last year, it just makes my stomach be like,
yeah, same. I don't like to like, if I think someone's like annoyed at me or mad at me, I'm just gonna avoid them.
I mean, me and my sister had to do this, and we ended up in a whole full-blown shouting match.
That's probably why me and my sister haven't talking for a year.
Yeah,
so,
we were like, and I was like, this has ended up worse than I thought. So,
sheet avoiders.
This is why, because we don't want to have screaming. We don't want to be screaming with
this is the thing, and I can get like quite riled up.
I know.
I've gotten better.
I mean, have you?
Okay, this one's kind of morbid, but whatever. If you knew that in 1 year you would die suddenly, would you change anything about the way you are now living, and why?
I'd spend all my money.
I'd spend all my money. I'd be on that plane out of here, me in business class.
I mean, I don't know where I'd go. I'd probably like just bring everybody with me.
I'd be like, I've got to get out of here. I've got to like live my best life for the next year before I pop my clogs.
And I think with all the death recently that like I've experienced like secondhand, it does just make you like just think of, you know, what do you actually want to do? What do you actually want to see? Like,
what's on your bucket list?
The Northern Lights. They're apparently coming tonight. So
is it?
I may tick that off.
No way.
I don't know. I had a bucket list before I was 30, and then I never like redid it.
What was on it?
I actually still have it. It's on my phone notes.
Oh, tell me.
It's just stupid stuff. I think the Northern Lights is on it though, because I saw it the other day and I was like, why do I still have this? Oh no, it wasn't a bucket list. It was just like things to do before I'm 30. Some of them I can't say.
Okay. Why?
Because they're just a bit weird.
PG, not PG.
This is jokes. The Blue Lagoon in Iceland. Area 51. Just for context.
You're obsessed.
This is so funny. The Thailand Light Festival, summer in the Hamptons. I'm so
Did you watch Gossip Girl before you wrote this?
No, I never watched Gossip Girl. And a yoga meditation retreat
Check.
in Thailand/India.
Well, you did Bali. I think that counts.
I mean, that's all that I've got on here. So I wasn't really, doing the best job at this bucket list. But it's funny how everything's also related to. I think I had another one, but maybe I deleted it because I was a bit more X-rated. Not X-rated, but you know what I mean. Just things I wouldn't share.
What's on my bucket list?
Kilimanjaro.
We're gonna climb Kilimanjaro.
We will be climbing.
When are we gonna do that? Next year.
Apparently.
We're gonna climb Kilimanjaro next year, guys. If anybody wants to train us, please sign up immediately.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what we're doing.
we don't know.
I mean, it's just a hike. How hard can it be?
It's not just a hike. It's a whole mountain. Like no air up there.
I'm not prepared. Oh, altitude sickness.
Oh no.
The Kilimanjaro is a fairly easy one, and you can pick 2 routes. You can pick a route that's 10 days and another one that's I think 4. Definitely doing 4. 10 days, no shower.
10 days, no.
I'm stinking up the place after a day. Yeah. And you want me to go for 10 days? You're crazy.
No, yeah.
Okay, your house containing everything you own catches fire. After saving everyone that you love, your pets, etc., what would you save? You can save one thing in your house.
Probably my photos.
I was gonna say
photos of my mum and stuff. I'd probably save those.
Yeah.
But I've got a lot of stuff. Saving one thing is kind of hard.
I'd save my photo albums. I've got
a memory box, so I'd probably just grab that.
We've got bound old school photo albums of pictures that you flip from my whole childhood.
Oh yeah.
From probably birth until the age of 10. And they've got pictures of my little brother that died in them and stuff, little Shawnee, all that stuff. It would be nice to keep that and have those memories.
I don't have that. They're on my dad's house.
We should do a sting.
Bring my dad on.
A sting to get the pictures.
And there's also loads of camcorder footage of me doing my music videos.
You need to get it.
I know. And there was one where I was singing Miss Dynamite and I was like, I'll live for this footage because I'll 100% put that online.
Oh, the jokes. Okay, let's
sting.
Isn't that what is it called? When you
operation.
Go to get all the things.
I mean, he's got lodgers. Maybe you should pretend that you're.
Oh, should I do for a viewing? Go for a viewing and then he might know who he's seen me, no? Okay, when did you last cry in front of another person or by yourself?
Literally 3 days ago when we were in Slot.
Oh yeah,
I was crying at the bar in front of everyone.
And Louise started crying because you were crying.
No, it was emotional. Yeah. I mean, I never used to be a outside crier, but now I think I'm not gonna lie, ever since my 30s, I'm so emotional.
Really?
I've been crying at TV shows.
I cry at TV shows all the time, especially stuff about dogs. No, Marley and me gets me every time.
I be crying now.
I cried the other day watching Friends. It was the episode where Ross and Rachel are breaking up. I haven't watched it in that episode in particular in a long time.
Breakup?
The first breakup.
And then everyone's in the room listening.
Yeah, and everyone's in the room listening. And I was just watching it and I was just it's some of the things she says, I'm just I've thought these things. It's quite sad. And I just was crying.
Yeah, the emotions are real. I get emotional when my nephew grabs my hand. I'm like, he wants to hold my hand.
Oh my God, stop it.
Because kids don't really like people like that. Oh. So when they I mean, I don't know,
my nephews and my niece love me, so
yeah, but I don't know, my nephews are just very to their own devices.
I think it's because there's 2 of them.
Do their own thing.
Yeah.
So when they come at you and actually show love, it's you like me?
It's probably because there's 2 of them, so they always kind of have each other.
Yeah.
Because mine, Roman, when he was growing up, he was kind of the young only little baby, so he would love playing with people. If I was working, he'd come Auntie, can we play Lego? He would always want to play with you and be with you. And my niece very similar. Even we went to Mexico recently and she's a teenager now and she was holding my hand and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think that's because they didn't have siblings of their age, whereas they have each other to just always be with, that's
so
their person.
Really
so they're who are these outsiders?
Yeah.
They love me though.
Yeah, they do.
Ashlee.
They're you're Ashlee, and I was like, no, I'm not.
And then they were you're scary, Ashlee.
You're rah.
Literally the most dry scare, and they're loving it. All right, guys. Well, I think that was our last question. That's all we've got time for. I liked these questions.
I think we need to do more 20s, 30s.
I'm gonna try and find. I'm gonna try and find that and bring it back.
Yeah, let's bring it back.
We
need people to send them. What do you want to know about?
If you guys send questions, we will answer them.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Life struggles.
Send us the struggles, the tea, the gossip, everything.
We need the goss.
Oh yeah. some goss. Okay, bye.
Bye.